Hi everyone, David Tong here from TGR Foundation. I hope you all have been learning about some of the great digital learning tools that we've shared out in the past few days. It's also been amazing to see the support that other programs have provided for educators, students, and their families. And with all of these great resources, we've had a few educators reach out to us and ask, how do we best manage and juggle all of these distance learning technologies? And I think with any technology tool or even instructional strategy, it's really important to revisit the learning outcomes and objectives for your students. We always ask ourselves, will this tool help us achieve our learning goals? And if so, great. Find ways to have it supplement your content and engage your students. And if you need any support in terms of implementation or exploring some of these digital tools, please join us in our virtual office hours on Friday, March 20th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. You can find the Zoom link below in the description. And with that said, I'd like to hand it off to Eric Moore to share about some of the great free digital resources on STEM and college access.
Hello to the educators out there, both formal educators, perhaps now removed from the classroom and trying to figure out how to keep your students engaged and productive during this disruptive time, and to informal educators. Perhaps you're a parent now finding yourself wearing a teacher's hat, and again, trying to do the same thing, keep your child engaged in their own learning for perhaps a prolonged period of time away from school. If you missed either of our first two videos, the first one on how to use the Zoom video conferencing platform to engage remote learners. The second on a few additional free online remote learning tools. Be sure to check those out. The links will be below in the description. Here at the TGR Foundation, we're committed to providing resources for educators, students, and families, and have been doing so for over 20 years. Today, I want to talk to you about one of our newer initiatives called TGR EDU Explore. Along with our partner, Discovery Education, we developed TGR EDU Explore, which is a free website for educators, families, and students to house resources in the areas of STEM, that's science, technology, engineering, and math, college access or college readiness, and social emotional learning. As I'll show you, these resources are really meant to kind of tap in to students' passions, help them look towards their future, how to navigate college, how to prepare for a career, and really open up opportunities for all students. Before diving in and showing you the website in detail, I want to talk to you about the types of resources you'll find there. So the first main resource is what we call digital modules. And as I'll show you, there are a variety of digital modules available for free on the site. They are for students, and they focus on STEM careers and college readiness. The second resource I'll show you is lessons and activities. And as you'll see, there are dozens of different lessons and activities that you can pull down and download for free. They're very comprehensive. They include student worksheets, and they focus on the areas of STEM, college readiness, and social emotional learning. And finally, I'm going to show you what we call a virtual field trip. It's about a 25-minute video where we go to Facebook headquarters. We highlight some people there that have interesting careers in STEM and how they turn their passions into lucrative careers. The idea being for students that they can do the same. So the first thing I want to do is show you the website. And this is what it looks like. This is tgreduexplore.org. You'll notice at the top, there is a tab for curriculum, families, virtual field trips, and about. If you scroll down, there's just a bit more language around what you can expect in the curriculum tab around digital experiences. There is training for educators, and like I was mentioning, a variety of lessons that you can download. First thing I want to show you is the curriculum page. Now, if I were to scroll down here, you'll notice there are dozens of resources that you can pull from, lessons, digital experiences. There's even webinars and training videos geared more for teachers, but there's a variety of different things that you can access immediately. The first thing I do want to show you are our digital experiences, our digital modules. There are 6 of them to help kind of filter them out. I'm going to go ahead and filter by type, digital experience. And here they are. You'll notice there are 6 of them. 4 are geared around STEM and STEM careers. And for students in grades 6 to 10, I would say those are also accessible for students younger and older as well. First one that we developed was called Following Nature's Lead. For a student to use the module, they would just click on the Get Started button. So if I click that, you'll see that the experience will pop up. And you notice it's very animated. It's engaging for students. This one is meant to be a scrolling experience. The module is all about what biomimicry is and how it fuels innovation. And there's also a virtual squid dissection there as well. So I scroll down, it starts with some engaging questions for students to consider how scientists and engineers may use nature to inspire them, talking about some of our greatest inventions have been sparked by the world around us. I'll continue going down to the bottom here of the ocean, and you'll see a little button for Get Started. And then, so this is just an example of some interactive elements in each digital exploration. So here, students would have to match the invention to what inspired that invention. So for example, fan blades inspired by whale flippers, or acoustic modems, maybe inspired by a dolphin, and so on. Back to the curriculum page here, we notice each digital experience also has an educator guide. So if I were to click the educator guide here, you'll see it's about 2 pages long, just to provide an overview. So if you don't have time to go through the entire experience yourself, you can see what it will ask students to do. What may be useful for educators are the discussion questions here. So perhaps these are something you can post on a discussion board, for example, or as an assignment for students to consider either before, during, or after going through the module that may be useful for you. It's also tied to standards as well. So for those educators that are focused on the NGSS standards, this could be a useful tool. I'll show you a couple more. So sticking with the STEM theme, there's Tracing Life's Roots, where students will investigate common ancestry among 4 animal species. There's Robots to the Rescue, where they learn about how robots can aid in natural disasters. There's a little coding activity involved in that experience as well. And finally, there's one called To Our Solar System and Back, where they learn about the field of astronomy and they investigate reusable launch systems. They actually have to launch their own virtual rocket and try to land it as well. There are a couple more digital experiences, like I mentioned. These ones are focused around college access and college readiness, and geared more towards students in the high school age. These ones are a bit lengthier as well. It says 30 minutes. It's probably most closer between 30 and 45 minutes. You'll see the educator guide for this one and for Financial Pursuit. College Blueprint is really a virtual college campus tour that students can take. And if I click this, let me give you an example of what this looks like. You'll see here and Get Started.
Welcome to campus. I'm Aaliyah. I'm a sophomore majoring in computer science, and I'll be your tour guide. This tour will be different than other college tours you take. Instead of visiting just one college, the tour opens up a world of possibilities by sharing great information to help you during your college exploration and admissions process. There are several stops on the tour that you can visit in any order. At the Student Center, you'll learn.
So as you can see, there's audio elements as well, where we have our campus tour guide showing us around campus. I'm going to skip ahead very briefly to show you what this experience looks like. Here, it just talks a bit more about why college is important. There's audio elements playing that I've muted, but it's playing in the background. We pose some questions at the beginning to students just to get a sense of where they're coming from, how much they know about the college application process. So if I were to select one at random here, you'll see I got that one incorrect. I think I know the answer to that one already. There's that. And then one more here about grants and scholarships. So, and we also ask students to tell us how they're feeling about college their confidence level before attending, whether they agree or disagree, that they know how to apply. I'm just gonna make some quick selections here just to show you, once you get into the experience, what it starts to look like. So here you'll see a student can visit Student Center, the financial aid office, or the admissions office. And at each stop along the way, they'll get a lot more information about that topic and how to apply for college. So just to show you one more, I'll show you the financial aid office. And here, you'll get to meet a financial aid officer. Let me click this button.
I'm Melissa. I'm a financial aid specialist. In this part of your tour, we'll look at the basics of financial aid. Some colleges may seem to have a big price tag, but there are many resources to help you afford to pay for college. That's what this stop is all about. Financial aid is money you can get from the government, federal, state, or a combination of both, from the college itself.
And I'll pause it there. But as you can see, it's a pretty comprehensive experience for students that maybe are feeling a bit overwhelmed about the college application admissions process. It's a good place to start. Similarly, the financial pursuit module goes really in depth on what financial aid is for students and how to access financial aid. So when you're starting to have those conversations with your student or your child about that topic, I would really recommend that they go through this. And you'll notice here the Educator guide as well. It's a bit more comprehensive than what I showed you previously, and it will go step by step for you as an educator or a parent, or perhaps even a student, just what students can expect in the module. At the end, we also list additional resources they may find very helpful. So if it's resources to the various applications, the FAFSA, CSS profile, how to access scholarships, et cetera, et cetera. Next, I want to show you a variety of lessons and activities that you can access immediately. If I scroll down below digital experiences, you'll see all of our lessons have a blue bar. And there are at least a couple dozen different lessons and activities that you can pull from. Some of the newer ones include beating mosquitoes at their own game, which is pretty relevant in today's world. We released it last year, but it's really around infectious diseases. It talks about the Zika virus, how the disease spreads. There are some math components to the lesson. There's some English and reading components to the lesson. Just really a good interdisciplinary lesson for students to tackle this topic. It was developed with the classroom in mind, but I think there's a lot of ideas, strategies, worksheets that may be useful during this time of remote learning. And just to show you what each lesson bundle looks like, there is a PowerPoint and a PDF lesson plan included in each. The lesson plan looks like this. And again, it's fairly comprehensive. It's 22 pages long. It includes a lesson overview, talks about the steps of the engineering design process that it really focuses on, what types of skills that students can build, content, the grade levels, and some essential questions to get started. If I keep scrolling down, you'll see that we try to make connections to this learning to future careers. So if students are interested in this type of topic, how they can earn a living once they graduate college. You'll see here there is a materials section. So again, depending on your current situation in remote learning, some of this may not be possible, but you may find activities that give you inspiration on how to engage your students in some of this type of work. You'll see objectives, there's background information with additional resources, and there's really a step-by-step, day-by-day procedure. I'm going to scroll down a little bit here to show you these are tied to standards as well, both NGSS and Common Core, even some technical literacy standards. There are some student worksheets that perhaps you can download, make copies of, and send to your students remotely. Also included is the PowerPoint, like I mentioned. So again, if you were to perhaps lead a session for students remotely, this may be a useful tool. It's a plug and play type PowerPoint that includes a bunch of information about the lesson. It's step by step. It follows the lesson plan exactly. So we encourage teachers to download this and use it if they find it useful. Moving down, you'll see We have a lesson plan around scholarship case studies. So if you're working with students that are getting ready for the college application process, whether as an educator or as a parent, this is a really interesting lesson that has them review 3 mock college applications. And so in the lesson bundle, you'll find those actual applications where students read the application and they have to decide who they would admit to their mock university, who they would waitlist, and who they would deny. This is something that can be done completely outside the classroom. All the worksheets and applications are included in the lesson plan. It really helps students understand what a quality application looks like through the lens of an admissions officer. Continuing on, you'll see additional lessons in STEM. I'm going to highlight video game design. This is another one that I think could work well from a remote learning perspective. It doesn't require many additional materials outside the classroom. It kind of walks students through how to use the Scratch, which is a free open source platform, coding platform, where students can actually code out a video game. So I really recommend you look into this as an option for students kind of in the technical or coding space. Further on, you'll notice there are some activities on how to build an academic resume. So if you're working with students, and again, they're thinking about applying to college, and they'll have to include some sort of resume or some sort of list of activities that they participated in. This is a really good kind of hands-on engaging one to get them thinking about their accomplishments so far in life. Another one around how to write a personal statement. Another one about just how to find your passion through a series of interactive type of experiences. This helps students think about what they're passionate about. Continuing on, you'll notice there's another one around career path. That takes what students are passionate about and helps them develop through some visual activities their own sort of future career path and what success looks like to them. And then you'll notice there are additional lessons, a lot of it focused around STEM. Some of it is very classroom focused, while others can be good inspiration for how to keep your students engaged during this time. Next, I want to show you a couple activities that we have specifically for families. And these are what we call family discussion starters. So you notice there are 2 of them right now. One of them is called Finding the Right College Fit. The other one is Navigating Financial Aid. As a parent, you may want to have a conversation with your child about what does the right college mean? Do you want to stay close? Do you want to go far? What do you want, a large campus or a small campus? So this is just really a step-by-step guide to how to have that conversation with your student or child, and even some worksheets that they can fill in along the way. Similarly, Navigating Financial Aid is another discussion starter that can really help you kind of walk through how to have that conversation with your child, how they can use financial pursuit module, start learning about the financial aid process, and includes a couple activities that you can do as a family, that you can print out and do as a family, where it has you look at sample financial aid award letters and figure out what money is free money, what money might be loans that you have to pay back, and that sort of thing. Finally, I want to show you our virtual field trip. So if you click on the virtual field trip tab, you'll see it's called Career Connections. The subtitle is Transforming Passion into Purpose at Facebook. And really this is about a 25-minute video that just explores what it means to have a career in STEM, how you can turn a passion of yours into a future career. And it's have students realize that these people that do these really cool things in the tech field or in the STEM field, there are people just like you or your child at home, and that they can do these things. If they're passionate about something, they work hard. There's also an educator guide as well, a little companion activity to dig deeper into the concepts explored in this virtual field trip. So I hope this was helpful. A quick overview of what's available on TGR EDU explore.org. We designed it as a resource for educators, students, and families to really just help students understand what it takes to get into college, how to develop their passion, how to plan for a future career. Finally, I want to mention what we have upcoming on Friday, March 20th at 11 o'clock Pacific time. We're hosting what we call office hours. And this is just if you're an educator or a parent and you have questions or you need support during this disruptive time, our staff will be available this Friday to help you talk through some resources, talk through strategies, just to be there for support as you're trying to figure out how to keep students engaged. It'll be through the Zoom meeting platform. The link to those office hours will be included below this video. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions about TGR EDU Explore or any of the programs that we offer at the TGR Foundation, please just write in the comments below. One of our staff members will be happy to assist. We hope to see you on Friday. Thank you.